Hi everyone, this is me, Jyotika Bedi, founder of Happiness is Love. We make relationships better. Do you sometimes struggle with overthinking? Do you want to learn certain tools and techniques that can help you stop overthinking? Well, you're not alone because I am guilty of the same, and that's why I do the work that we do at Happiness is Love, where we create videos to help you be your bestest, grandest, and happiest self. Before I dive deep into this video, thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing onto our channel. If you haven't already, then please go and press the subscribe button now and the ting bell icon button so that you can hear from us. We can stay connected, and together we can build ourselves and each other. So let's begin by understanding while every one of us overthinks from time to time, some of us are plagued with constant barrage of thoughts. In fact, this morning I was thinking life is really about the kind of relationship we have with our thoughts, because our thoughts become reality. And some of us are just completely lost in our thoughts all the time. Chronic overthinkers rehash conversations they had yesterday. They constantly second guess every single decision that they make and imagine disastrous outcomes all day, in and out. Just imagine how damaging this is for our mental and emotional health. Thinking too much about something often involves more than words. Overthinkers conjure up disaster images too. Their minds resemble a movie where they imagine their car going off the road and replaying distressing events over and over and over again. Thinking too much prevents you from getting anything done, and it wreaks havoc on your mood, right? If your mind is on overdrive and you're overthinking, it must become a destructive thought pattern. Overthinking involves many, in fact, two very important destructive patterns. The two that I've identified for you for today are ruminating and incessant worrying. Let's understand what rumination means. Ruminating really involves dwelling on the past. Thoughts, for instance, include, I shouldn't have said those things at the meeting yesterday. Everyone must think that I'm such an idiot. I should have stayed at my last job. I would be happier than I am now. My parents didn't teach me how to be confident. My insecurities have always held me back. Constantly thinking and worrying about the past. Persistent worrying involves negative, often catastrophic predictions about the future. I know I'm going to forget everything I'm supposed to say. Everyone else will get promoted before me. I know we won't ever have enough money to retire. We'll be too sick to work and we'll run out of money, and it's going to be devastating. Like all habits, changing your destructive thought patterns can be challenging. But with consistency, practice, you can train your mind to think differently. I believe in neuroplasticity, which means we are capable of rewiring our brain, challenging our core beliefs that are not serving us, finding new healthy ways to think, feel, and behave. And there are a few things that I have tried which have helped me to stop overthinking. Let me share with you. Number one, notice when you're stuck in your head. Overthinking can become such a bad habit that you don't even recognize when you're doing it. Start small, little by little, paying attention to the way you think. So you become aware of your inner dialogue. You become aware of this problem. When you're replaying events in your head over and over again, or worrying about things you really can't acknowledge, make sure things that you can't control, you need to acknowledge that this is unhelpful. This is not productive. Thinking is only helpful when it leads to positive action. It's good to think, but if you overthink without action, it's futile. So make sure you catch, check, and challenge yourself every time you've noticed that you are getting stuck in your head. And like I said, it takes practice and you can do it. Number two, keep the focus on problem solving. If it's dwelling on your problem isn't helpful, please understand it's not going to serve you. But looking for solutions is helpful. If it's something you have some control over, consider how you can prevent the problem, or challenge yourself to identify 5 potential solutions. We're not trained to think of the solution. We keep dwelling on the problem. If it's something you have control over, let's say, when you have no control over, for instance, it could be a natural disaster. Think about the strategies you can use to cope with it. Focus on the things that you can control, which is your thoughts, your attitude, and your efforts. Next, something is, which has really transformed my life, is something that I practice every time I am overthinking, is to challenge my thoughts. It's easy to get carried away with negative thoughts. So before you conclude that calling in sick is going to get you fired, or that forgetting one deadline will cause you to become homeless, acknowledge and admit that your thoughts may be exaggeratedly negative. Remember that your emotions will interfere with your ability to look at situations objectively. It happens to all of us. Take a step back and learn to look at the evidence. What evidence do you have of this thought? How true is it? What evidence do you have that your thought isn't true? Learn by challenging yourself little by little, step by step. When we talk about change is a process. Small steps plus consistency equals success. So start small, but start now. Start scheduling time for reflection. Stewing on your problems for long periods of time, we all know, is unproductive, but this becomes a dangerous habit. Briefly reflecting on ourselves, on the situation, can be very, very helpful. Thinking about how you could do things differently, or recognizing potential pitfalls for your growth and learning for your future, would help you perform better. Incorporate just 20 minutes of thinking time into your daily schedule. During that time period, let yourself worry, ruminate, mull over, whatever you want. This is what I do. I've set a clock, 20 minutes. I'm allowed my worrying time, my overthinking time. But as soon as the 20 minutes are over, time's up. I need to move on to doing something, taking action. And when you start overthinking things outside of your scheduled time, simply remind yourself that you need to wait until your thinking time to address those issues in your mind. Slot a time. And it really helps. And after 20 minutes, it's done, and it's time for you, time's up, and it's time for you to move on. Believe me, it's a very, very helpful practice. Fifth and very important tool, learn mindfulness skills. We made many videos around how to practice mindfulness. What does it look like? What does it really mean? How can you build it? It's impossible to rehash yesterday or worry about tomorrow when you're living in the present. Mindfulness is just learning to focus your attention on the now, on what I have control over is this moment. Past is gone and the future, I don't know what it holds. Mindfulness helps you become more aware of the here and now, of your thoughts, of your feelings, what's happening inside of you. Just like any other skill, mindfulness takes practice, and over time it helps you decrease overthinking. There are classes, podcasts, books, courses, videos available to help you learn mindfulness skills, and this is something which you can really learn as soon as possible, because 99% of the people that I talk to, whether they're parents, professionals, teachers, educators, young adults and teenagers, they suffer from overthinking. So what do we need to do? Simply change the channel. Telling yourself to stop thinking about something is only going to backfire, right? The more you try to prevent a thought from entering your brain, the more likely it is to pop up. So what I need to do is change the channel in my brain by changing your activity. It's really that simple. Keep it simple. When I catch myself overthinking and my time's up, what do? I take action. I simply go for a walk in nature, or I engage with a meaningful conversation with someone on a different topic, and I distract myself and I start working on something that interests me. So simple a solution. Take action. Catch yourself, check yourself, and do something different so that you can end that stream of negative thoughts, which is going to only hurt, your success and hurt your productivity. So people ask me, how do I do it? It's very simple. Train your mind. Pay attention to the way you think, and you will become more aware of these bad mental habits which don't serve us. They only deplete us of energy. We feel mental fatigue by just thinking of the same thing over and over and over again and playing it like a broken record, whether it's something that happened in the past or in the future. And it takes 3 weeks to build a healthy habit. I know that with practice, the fact that you're watching this video, you are interested in training your brain to think differently, to think more positively. Please reach out to us. We at Happiness is Love truly care about your well-being, your happiness, and your success. If you're struggling with any aspect of your life, whether it's at work or at home, please comment. Please reach out to us, because we truly care and we believe together we are building healthier habits. Together we are building that mental muscle so that together we can build a better tomorrow. Thank you for liking, sharing and subscribing. If you haven't already, please press the subscribe button right now. Until then, keep smiling, keep shining, keep inspiring.